Hey guys, hello to the Crypto Live with Alex. Every Thursday featured by Trading Analysis. I'm scrolling around the Twitter, looking what's going on in France and a couple of other things. This is really crazy what has been going on. So let me just go over a little bit of a macro themes, and then we will switch to the Bitcoin and Ether. We're gonna do a shorter version of the Crypto Lab. I have some other things to do. So let's start with it. Let's look at the latest CME Fed tool. As you can see, as the market kind of digesting the last relatively bad news from the economic print. We have also the NFP tomorrow, but don't forget, market are closed tomorrow, so the NFP will go out without the live market. So we had ADP on Wednesday, which came lower. I think we had ISM at 46. Let me just quickly go over this news in the last week, which was showing that kind of a deterioration of the US economy for the large part. So market sold off, and we had a couple of relatively, we consider it as a correction, so I don't think that this will transgress into something more of a serious move lower, but we have to be careful, of course. So we had, from the beginning, we had ISM at 46.3, forecast was at 47.5. JOLTS jobs opening came lower, 9.931. We have ADP non-farm employment, 155K. Forecast was 200K. We have another ISM non-manufacturing PMI, 51.2, from forecasted 54.5. And then we have initial jobless claims at 220K. So depends. I think non-farm payrolls maybe will come at 3.6. Maybe will stay the same. Maybe we'll go an inch higher. So definitely this data shows that the economy is slowly deteriorating in US, and actually you can see that by the Fed tool, which has changed to a more favor of Fed actually starting to pause. So we discussed that yesterday on the Wednesday stream. Is finally the bad news actually starts to be real bad news and affecting stocks, or in general. For the most part, the bad news was considered good in a sense, because the Fed might pause and do another round of quantitative easing before, so the market was taking that as a sign of a more liquidity, and that's why it was usually starting to go on the upside. So now, finally, at least for this week, we have markets lower on the bad news print. And actually, you see the traders are evaluating now that there is a 58.2% probability that the Fed actually will pause, which might be the case. So depends on their wording and how they will interpret data. We will see what will be on the next Fed meeting. So CPI is next week, very important, 12th of April. So look for that. If this comes lower, which I think it is, because we are looking lagging data and oil was pretty at the lower levels at that time, CPI should print lower. But as you can see, over the last weekend, we had OPEC basically cutting production, and the price of oil went higher. So it will take a couple of weeks this to go into official data. So we might see the next CPI changed, even if we see this one in April comes lower. So we will see. Generally, markets are pricing in that Fed is going to start to pause, and the rates on the 10-year are trading now around 3.2 to 3.4% range. Yeah, we're trading around 3.29 currently, so potentially still a triangle or an ABC downside. We still see this as a wave 4 and continuation on the upside. So total crypto market cap has been sideways as a Bitcoin price. We still didn't have anything of a real movement here. This is a 5-wave move, then we get a pullback and then continuation on the upside. It's still unclear. Even if we count this as a 1-2, 1-2, we still need to kind of see a pullback here for a little bit lower down to 1 trillion and maybe below. So I do think this consolidation is starting to be a tiresome for majority of market participants, and most likely as I see it develops, I don't think this will end as a triangle. I think we will start this slow to inch possibly lower, so we will see. It's still pretty much sideways. This is a daily chart, so as you can see, daily bars. This is already 2 weeks we are just going sideways on the total crypto market cap. So basically it's a kind of a balancing act between the buyers and sellers, and until this resolves, we probably will continue to trade pretty directional, non-directional or maybe we're going to continue in this range. So we will see. It's pretty tough to predict. Usually when this consolidation starts to play out, you can spot them pattern wise until they're actually done. Okay, so let me look Bitcoin, what's going on there. So pretty much the same thing. We didn't have any sizable developments here. I have this wave count here. I have a couple of them, trying to just be prepared for everything. If this is 1-2, if this is the wave 1 finished, we might get a touch lower. Even if this is a 5-wave move, we're going to get into the range of 22, 23. So as I said, we still cannot really see where this will take us, but I think most likely if we cross this small trend line here as a support of these 2 levels here around 26, 27, we might continue to touch lower on a Bitcoin. So it's still a messy chart. If you look 2-hour chart, you just see a kind of a big sideways consolidation going nowhere, back and forth, up and down, up and down. So it usually signals is markets indecision where to take the Bitcoin price. So on Ethereum, we have the pretty much same price structure. I have this as a flat, which kind of indicates we will go touch lower. We came close to 127, which is one of the levels we are looking for a possible flat. So we have a 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and we are starting to move lower for now. So this still can be some beginning of the higher price. So you don't have much of a material here in a sense of getting or being so bullish for now. So I will keep this until I see some signs, because there is lots of unclarity where this pattern is going to lead us. So this has been also a pretty big mess in Ether. It's a pretty large consolidation, so I think it's a part of something bigger, in my opinion. So I will label this as some type of 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and potentially maybe even a running or an expanding flat with a little bit lower levels. So for now, so as you can see on a larger time frame, we are holding this trend line pretty nicely. We still didn't kind of go to it, and we are just kind of messing around it, going up and down, up and down. So I think potentially we might test it once more at 1,700, and then maybe continue on the upside. So this is really left to be seen. With this price action, you can really not do anything, let alone trade it, because there is really nothing there you can rely on in a sense of a potential continuation of price for at least let's say 1 hour or higher time frames trades. The other ones also kind of a leads or leads in a sense that, for example, Matic, which I think it's behaves kind of similar as Ether, still kind of shape itself in some type of a consolidation for in the current moment. So I don't see really anything particular going on at this moment. Our Ethereum Bitcoin chart also reaches our level, and we have a nice bounce now from so this is still not enough, but we are kind of starting to show some strength there. Potentially when I see 5 waves up, that will be clearly a sign of Ethereum dominance over Bitcoin, I think, in the next move up or move down, whatever we are going to see. And I think that Ether will outperform Bitcoin in the next part following this chart. Of course, the wave count invalidation is at 0.049. If we pass that, this wave count will become invalid. But as I see the whole wave count, 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and then we have a 5 waves up, and this is a pretty much corrective consolidation. I think that Ether will start to push higher and outperform Bitcoin. Also, one of the charts from crosses that I'm showing to our members is Matic Bitcoin, which also looks pretty much in favor of Matic. So I have this as a 1, 2, up in 3, wave 4 here, and then we have 5 waves up and a pullback. And on daily, we are coming slowly for completion of this possible flat, where you are most likely going to see Matic starts to push strongly on the upside if we hold these levels and then continue. So I think Ether and Matic are pretty much kind of aligned in that respect, that they are showing a pretty nice patterns which might indicate that they will outperform Bitcoin on the next move on the upside. I didn't look much of the other crosses, but I don't think there is anything similar in regards of the Bitcoin. If there it is, just please type me in the comment, and then I will gladly look at that charts. But on higher time frames, I still think this is a wave 1, wave 2, very sharp wave 3, sideways consolidation in wave 4, and then we have a 1, 2. And I expect Matic very soon to start to push higher in relation to Bitcoin. So yeah, I can make them bigger, sure. So yeah, so this is relatively clear. As long as we hold these levels, this is a 50% retracement of this move. This was a pretty sizable pullback. We didn't actually trade at new lows. A sharp move up, almost a vertical angle of ascent, which is the characteristics of a third waves. And then we have another sideways consolidation, and then we started an impulsive move on the upside, pullback in 3 waves. This is I describe this as a flat, a little bit lower levels, and then we might see move higher in Matic over Bitcoin. So yeah, so I didn't see anything in particular. Dogecoin was moving up, but still not out of the woods. Elon Musk, actually, now if you turn on Twitter, you will see the Dogecoin label there. So let's do this. I'm just going to show you how this looks like. So when you actually start Twitter, you're going to see first the Dogecoin, and then there is a small mark here, which kind of indicates, we talked about that with our members, that the only way the Dogecoin might continue on the upside is that if Elon Musk starts to put Dogecoin into some usage, and maybe it will be a Twitter additional tool for paying Twitter fees. Who knows? I mean, who knows what Elon will do? But from the perspective of higher levels, I mean, Doge has been pretty much sideways, going nowhere, while the other cryptos was moving sharply up. So we need to see really some higher price action very soon from Doge in order to sustain or to predict this as any sustainable move on the upside. So we need to see at least some let's say, move above these consolidation levels, which can be described as a sideways movement, as you can see. So I didn't see so far anything so much bullish. It doesn't mean it cannot explode, but I'm not going to be interested so much in it until I see some clear breaks of these levels, a sharp breaks, vertical breaks, and maybe if I see 5 waves up, this pullback might be an interesting thing for me. But for now, I'm just observing it. So not much of a hype there as well. So as you can see, the whole crypto space is moving lower, and we see corrections. This is ADA. I think this also moving a touch lower. So nothing really special on this week. Solana also not going anywhere. So basically flat, going back and forth, except the Doge, which went up couple of days. Yeah, not much to kind of discuss at this crypto lab. XRP still in a triangle, so I have been talking about that many times. I'm going to show you XRP. We label this as I mean, XRP is really kind of in a long sideways consolidation. So if you see the whole chart, basically you will label this as a 5 waves up, potentially in making. So wave 1, pretty large, wave 2, sharp, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So we might be still in some type of a triangulation here, looking for a breakout, but I think XRP is still not ripe. So this wave 2 and this wave 4 kind of suits each other. This has been 2014 and 2017, so 3 years, this consolidation, and this was 2018, and we are in 20. This is a 5-year consolidation. So they're not so far apart, and we are usually looking for a wave 4 to be bigger than a wave 2 in some time fib measurements. I don't have them here on a trading view, but I have them on the other chart package, which I didn't open. But nevertheless, I mean, you can see they're kind of a matching, because the wave 4 usually should be bigger than a wave 2. So yeah, so pretty much down in A, up in B, down in C. So we are maybe in some type of a D wave, an E wave, and if this actually unfolds, then maybe you can see XRP starting to kind of give us a sign of a potential breakout on the upside. But for now, we don't see that. We just see a sideways price action, and nothing there yet. So if you basically size this up and kind of looking it from a perspective of a sideways movement, we have been moving actually up and down, up and down, up and down, which kind of also displays a balance of forces. And in this sideways manner, most of the people actually lose money who is not a longer term investor, in a sense that this is almost impossible to trade. I mean, up and down, this is a really scary thing for an intraday price action. So I do see this as a triangle. Yet we didn't break any invalidation levels for triangle, and for now we are still moving sideways. So there is no reason to change that. Ashley, how you doing, sir? Thanks for these updates. Tron, can you check XRP? We just did. Hasta la vista, baby. That's a name. Hello, Anne. Hi, Anne. Anne is a member. Schnitzel, OPU USDT. Okay, let's see that, and let's complete this crypto lab. OPU USD. Let me try to find that. OPU USD. Not much of an offering for a chart. Yeah, this should be a new coin. Let me see a daily. Yeah, this is a pretty kind of a simple wave count. So there is a wave 1, ABC, some type of a flat in a wave 2, 5 waves up in a wave 3. So here you're going to see either a triangle or the wave 4 is over and you're going to go most likely on the upside. So I do think potentially we might also see a triangulation here. So this will be some type of A, B, C, D, and E. We spend a little bit more time and potentially then we go. So for now, wave count invalidation is here, so it's pretty far, so you cannot count on it. So we need the price action to go below this to actually invalidate this impulsive wave count. And for now, we're going to stay with this 1, 2, this is maybe leading diagonal in 1, down in 2, up in 3, so consolidation in 4 and up in 5. So still looks good in my opinion. If you want to look and glare at the chart, this is how it's going to most likely unfold. If you see a little bit lower, you have to be careful of these invalidation levels, and then this will become complex ABC for W, X, Y, a little bit lower levels, but from there you need to see an upside movement in order to keep this impulsive wave. Wave 3 is pretty nicely constructed. It is vertical, it has 5 waves in it, so probability is relatively nice that this is an actual consolidation in wave 4, and at some point we're going to see a further move on the upside. So that will be it for this Crypto Lab. If you want to join us and check our work, you have a trial at tradinganalysis.com. We have a Discord channel for members, lots of charts, lots of discussion, members webinars, and all sorts of stuff there. If you want to take a journey with us, go to tradinganalysis.com. If not, we will see you next Thursday. So we will have a CPI and lots of other things until next week. So maybe this sideways price action will lead us somewhere, and we will have more clarity on it. So thank you guys, and click the like button, subscribe if you like, and see you next week. Bye bye.